Jon Stewart slams Trump for claiming he never had the privilege of going to Jeffrey Epstein's island. The privilege? The fuck? Stephen Colbert mocks Trump's bizarre Epstein comments. On this week's episode of The Daily Show, Jon Stewart broke down Donald Trump's trip to Scotland and his defense against the media's endless tirade of Jeffrey Epstein questions. Stewart opened his monologue by joking that Trump needed to take a trip over to Scotland not only to close his EU trade deal, but also to put an ocean's distance between himself and the Epstein scandal. The late-night pundit then immediately cut to a clip of a Scottish reporter asking Trump, "Mr. President, was part of the rush to get this deal done to knock the Jeffrey Epstein story out?" He's all like, "How did you even hear about? I thought you guys just got Baywatch like 3 months ago." Doesn't anybody here have a question about this trade deal sinking both of our economies with tariffs? Stewart then went over Trump's rebuttals, which included lines of reasoning like, "Those files were run by the worst scum on earth. If they had something, they would have released it. Now they can easily put something in the files that's a phony." "It's simple," Stewart said. "If I, Donald Trump, was in the files, they would have released it. So clearly I'm not in the files, but of course I'm clearly in the files, which makes them phony." Another defense from Trump included, "I never had the privilege of going to his island, and I did turn it down." The privilege? The fuck? "Hey Donald, you want to go to the island this weekend?" "Well, first of all, Jeffrey, thank you for thinking of me. Unfortunately, that's the weekend that the teen pageant that I bought is installing the indoor security locker room cameras." Stephen Colbert mocks Trump's bizarre Epstein comments. Stephen Colbert has mocked Donald Trump's bizarre comments about sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, which the U.S. president made during a recent meeting with Keir Starmer. The Late Show host, 51 years old, has long been a vocal critic of Trump, but has been particularly outspoken in recent weeks following rumors that the cancellation of his CBS series was a move by Paramount to please Trump. During his opening monologue on Monday night, 28th July, Colbert discussed Trump's remarks about Epstein, saying, "By the way, I never went to the island," Trump said. "I never had the privilege of going to his island." "I'm sorry, what?" "Sadly, I never had the honor of dining with serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer." Trump's actual words to Starmer, made during his recent visit to the UK, had been, "I never had the privilege of going to his island, and I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down." Financier Epstein, who died by suicide in 2019 while awaiting trial for sex trafficking, was accused of using his private islands to traffic underage girls. There is currently mounting pressure for the Epstein files, documents from the investigation into the pedophile, to be released, given that Trump was friendly with him. Colbert and Trump's recent feud began when Colbert said that Paramount's decision to pay a $16 million settlement to Trump over another CBS show, 60 Minutes, amounted to a big fat bribe. CBS is part of Paramount, which relies on the Trump-controlled Federal Communications Commission to approve its $8 billion sale to Skydance. Very soon after Colbert's bribe comment, Paramount announced the cancellation of The Late Show with Colbert, which will come off the air in May next year. Trump reveled in the firing of one of his loudest detractors, posting on his Truth Social platform, "I absolutely love that Colbert was fired." The TV personality responded by declaring that the gloves are off. His fellow late-night hosts shared their support, with Jon Stewart attacking Paramount for trying to censor and control its hosts. The Daily Show's Jon Stewart, meanwhile, said on his show that the fact that CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated late-night franchise that's been on the air for over 30 decades is part of what's making everybody wonder, was this purely financial or maybe the path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger? Stewart led a choir and the studio audience in a chant of "Go F yourselves," targeting corporations who bent the knee to Trump. The U.S. president arrived in the UK on Friday, 25th July, where has been met with resistance from locals. On Monday afternoon, 28th July, about 100 protesters gathered in Balmedi, a village near Trump's Aberdeenshire golf course, waving Palestinian flags and chanting, "You are not welcome here."